The Obi of Awka Ancient Kingdom, His Imperial Majesty the Eze Uzu III of Awka, Obi Austin Ndigwe, has said, by fighting the widow of the late Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, wife of the former governor of Anambra State, Mrs. Ebele Obiano, has desecrated Awka land. Hello everyone, you're welcome to the news. The monarch, in a press release he signed and distributed to journalists in Awka, said he had given Mrs. Obiano 7 days to publicly apologize to the entire Igbo people or face serious consequences. He said the actions of the wife of the former governor was sacrilegious and that as the monarch of the town, he will have to appease the gods of Awka land to avoid calamities. The monarch also said she should also tender an unreserved apology to the new governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, for her disgraceful conduct during his inauguration. The same should go for the chief judge of the state, who was conducting the swearing-in when she descended. This grave sin was committed in the land of Awka, which is known for peace and unity. Therefore, as the traditional ruler of the people and chief custodian of our culture, I am under obligation to perform some sacrifices to cleanse our land of this filth and pollution and to appease the gods. The Obi of Awka said he has long spoken with Bianca Ojukwu, who told him that what angered her was that Mrs. Obiano walked up to her and called her unprintable names, including querying her presence at the swearing-in ceremony. He added that a study of the scenario showed that Mrs. Obiano's action was deliberate, as she came very much prepared to disrupt the swearing-in ceremony. Ndigwe added that Mrs. Obiano's action was not only against Mrs. Ojukwu, but against the late Ojukwu, who is the founder of All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, who his widow came to represent. It must be pointed out that Bianca was not at that ceremony as Bianca, but as a direct representative of our late father and leader, Chief Odumegwu Ojukwu, our late husband, who pioneered APGA. Therefore, Ebele's action of casting aspersion on her is an affront on the entire Igbo people. It was indeed on Odumegwu Ojukwu and not on Bianca as a person. This is an insult to Igbo and it must not go unpunished. It is on record that I took Obiano and his wife Ebele to Bianca Ojukwu, where they knelt down while seeking the party's governorship ticket. Bianca endorsed Obiano and called on all APGA members, including then Governor Peter Obi, to support him. Mrs. Ebele Obiano has only 7 days to apologize as demanded and directed or face serious consequences. Oh wow. We knew that was not going to be the end. If you've been following the story since yesterday, where the outgoing First Lady of the state, actually of Anambra State, stood up from her seat beside her husband to go over to Bianca Ojukwu's seat and call down printable names. Actually, when the news broke, there was a bit of confusion online. We didn't know who slapped who, but it's now been cleared that the outgoing First Lady called Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu unprintable names, and Mrs. Ojukwu stood up and gave her a hot valedictory slap. This is not a welcome development on both sides of the women. They are women of high class and caliber and all of that, and people thought it wasn't really a good thing for two polished women to be involved in a public fight. But now looking down to the story, as said by the traditional ruler just now, His Imperial Majesty, he said that of course everybody can see from the video shared online. Please check my video before this one, where Mrs. Ebele stood up to from her own seat to go and insult the woman, and it was heard clearly the unprintable word that she called Mrs. Ojukwu. And with this press release that the Imperial Majesty just brought out, it said that they came to him, that Obiano and this wife of his came to him when they were seeking for the position of governorship in the state, and they knelt down. That is, Ebele knelt down in front of Bianca, And Bianca threw her weight behind them, and they are done with their first term of office. Everybody knew what triggered the anger in Mrs. Ebele Obiano is that they were not returned for another term, which is fine. Even if you have any, as human beings, of course they might have fallen out due to one reason or the other, but the truth of the matter is it's a public place. For a first lady of a state to do this to another distinguished woman, it was so uncalled for. All right, people have issues with each other and everything, but not to come out and deliberately go to provoke another woman. It's not nice. And the name she called her was horrible. That's the name people call a woman when there is a lot of anger and toxicity in a relationship. And people knows that Bianca is a woman that has never had to have a fight with anyone. She's always facing her lane with her children. She was born into wealth. Her father was the governor of the old Anambra state. And she married also into wealth, marrying the late Biafran leader, our Odumegwu Ojukwu. And since her husband died, she has tried. It's not easy to be a widow after being covered by such a powerful man. And even before the marriage, being covered by a powerful father. So she's treading her own path and her own way. She became an ambassador under the ex-president Goodluck Jonathan's administration. She's taking care of her children who are all grown up. And she's a beauty queen through and through. So she's a woman that, apart from the pedigree of her background and her husband, she has made a name for herself. We can't really say much that Mrs. Obiano has done, and we are waiting for the success story, how she's able to touch life, because life's in the States in the time that she acted as the first lady. So we are waiting to hear. And now that they've given her 7 days ultimatum to apologize to the Chief Justice of the state who was swearing in the new governor, to apologize to the new governor, to apologize to the entire Igbo race, and also to the traditional rulers and everything. So let's see if Mrs. Ebele is going to listen to this order given to her. And as you have seen on this channel, where the husband was actually arrested by the NDLEA the same yesterday night when he finished the inauguration a few hours earlier, and he was taken off to Houston, Texas in the USA, because he has always been on the NDLEA's watch list. So you can see so many things are unfolding right now, and we all have the right to be angry, but in our anger we should teach ourselves some common sense. As celebrities, as political party stalwarts or politicians or public figures, there's a level of decorum that is expected. Things that maybe a normal person could get away with, as a public figure you cannot get away with it, especially as it concerns provocation. So let's see if Mrs. Ebele will come down for a high horse, because a lot of people have been saying so many unpitiable things about her, how she's not very good with managing people, and how she all allegations actually, right? But things will keep coming up. So I hope they're able to address this as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in the next news. Bye for now.